What is the right size of a clinical research site? And trust me, this question pertains to the owners or management of any clinical research site, and it definitely pertains to any sponsors or CROs involved in site selection for research trials. I'm Dr. Jeff Kingsley, and welcome to another edition of Riding in Cars with Researchers. Let's discuss what is the right size of a clinical research site. Most clinical research sites are very, very small. Now, let me be maybe a little bit more specific. You could have a small research site that is a site that's owned by a massive network, and maybe that site has 2 employees, but there are 200 employees behind those 2 at the site. And so there's 2 coordinators, but they have full regulatory departments and contract and budget specialists and quality assurance and compliance departments and those kinds of things. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm really talking about total company size, okay? A small research company versus something larger. What's the right size? This is something that I struggled with as I grew our company over all of these years. Small companies can't afford sophisticated resources. A small research site has to ask a coordinator to be the research coordinator and field the feasibility questionnaires and decide how we're going to spend our marketing dollars and do the informed consent and do all the data entry and query resolution and be the point of contact for all emails from the CRA, the project manager, the sponsor, whatever the case may be, and a small research site cannot afford to invest in large pieces of technology, really good pieces of technology. Maybe they might have invested in a CTMS, but they can't afford CTMS and e-regulatory solutions and e-source and e-patient payment through debit cards and an ERP, CRM, etc., etc. They can't afford it. It's not even possible. And so I mentioned I struggled with this as I was growing the company, as we were growing the company, because I could do a strategy session and know that we could produce better enrollment, quality, adherence to timelines, and customer service if we can implement specialized HR roles for specialized needs by our customers. In other words, hire a coordinator to be a coordinator. Coordinate a protocol. That's it. Hire a data entry person to be a data entry person. Think about that. They're 2 completely different people. A coordinator wants to be around human beings. They want to be involved with the patient and ensure that the protocol is adhered to successfully, that the blood was drawn at the right time point, that the EKGs were done in the right time point and in the right cadence, that the IP was dosed at the right time. They don't really want to be sitting behind a computer transcribing data into a sponsor's chosen piece of technology to receive that data. But you can hire a data entry person who actually wants to do that. They don't want to talk to other people. They don't want to do patient care. They don't want to draw blood. They don't like the sight of blood. They want to sit in front of a computer, punch in, punch out, key data. That's exactly what they want to do. That's very enjoyable. They've got all their other data entry people. They want to have friends in the data entry department and bond with those people. You can hire data entry people to do something that they really enjoy and that they signed up for, and you can hire coordinators to do something that they really enjoy and they signed up for, and both of those people will now enjoy their job more. You will have less turnover, and you'll be delivering a better quality service to sponsors and CROs. you can't do it as a small research site. You can't afford to have dedicated data entry people if you're a small research site. You certainly can't afford to have dedicated data entry, contract and budget, regulatory, HR, clinical operations, quality assurance and compliance, or CMS, quality management systems, and on it goes. The pieces of technology that sites need are expensive for a site, certainly. And a small site can't afford all of those things. When you're on paper, as opposed to an electronic solution, if you're on paper regulatory, then it's easy to not have an up-to-date DOA log and not know it. It's easy to have an investigator who didn't document their trainings, but they're seeing patients today and no one's the wiser because it's sitting on a 3-ring binder on a shelf someplace. And it's harder to go through and figure out, did everyone do the appropriate training? And realize, as a site, if you're not doing your own QA/QC and you're waiting for the monitor to come in and do QA/QC for you, and it's your responsibility, let's realize it's your responsibility, and the monitor comes in 2 months after you started the trial, it's a good likelihood errors were already created. So, what is the right size of a clinical research site? Large. Large. I struggled to be large for years and years and years. And I said to our team so many times, we are not getting large for the sake of getting large. That's not the point. We're growing so that we can serve our industry better, our patients, sponsors and CROs, the physicians that are working with us, and their medical office staff. The larger we get, the better we can do enrollment, quality data, adherence to timelines, and customer service. The larger we get, the more specialized positions we can hire so that you're happier and you stay in your position longer. And if you stay in your position longer, not only did you win and we won as a company, but our customers won because we have an experienced blank, an experienced coordinator, regulatory specialist, contract and budget negotiator, whatever the case may be, an experienced person who was able to serve the industry better. It's a win for everyone involved. So, I apologize to any small site that's listening to me today. I don't disparage you, I was you. The ideal site size is large. Doesn't mean the number of people physically at that physical piece of real estate. The ideal site size is large, and so consolidation produces better outcomes. Or even if you're in a single location, being able to get to the point that you have 20 people on payroll or 50 people on payroll, you will be able to deliver a better quality service to the industry. So, to site owners, site managers, sponsors and CROs that are doing site selection, in my not so humble opinion, I think that size matters and that you should be choosing sites that have the largest infrastructure, and you should not be giving trials to sites with small infrastructure that aren't able to really prove to you that they can make it happen. Now, it's that old dilemma, right? Like if you have to have 2 years worth of experience to get a job, how do you get 2 years worth of experience? If you're a small site, how do you become a large site if you can't get trials? I get it. Somebody has to give you an opportunity. I'm totally with you. But I would say to any small site, you need to get big fast. You need to be very selective about what you choose and knock it out of the park so that you can reinvest in your company. Reinvest in your company and get large fast, because small sites produce an inferior outcome to large sites. That's my perhaps not so humble opinion. As always, thanks for riding along with me. I greatly appreciate it. Take care.